in the transition to the walk? He pulls it into his head, doesn't he? Yeah. So you get this medicine ball rolling into his head as you bring it back. Okay, so you've got a left or right stuff going on, and we can figure that out. I think actually adding some more bend will help with that.
Okay.
But I think even more importantly is, I'm not sure he understands what contact is.
No.
Yeah? So let's just see if we can help him understand that.
Okay.
Do you want a little bit more warm-up? Because what I'm going to do is like a halt, slow exercise. Sometimes a thoroughbred needs to move a little bit more before they can stand happily.
Sure.
Do you want to do a little more warm-up first?
Sure.
Okay, so I like the length reins you have. Biomechanics of your body are actually quite good. I like that you've got your elbows by your sides. I like that you've got weight in your thigh. Your lower leg is fairly still. You're in a pretty good neutral spine. Good. Could you move him a little bit more? He's actually moving forward really nicely, but he's just a little bit of holding on in his ribs and his chest. Can we think about, like, do you know the water through the hoses analogy?
The what?
Water through the hoses?
Oh, you've said it before.
Okay, yeah. So there's a hose on either side of his spine, a left hose and a right hose, and they're kind of like fireman hoses, not like those cheap garden hoses. And you want to send water from the back to the front, and you want that water to flow forward from either side of his tail, up underneath your thighs, and out his ears.
Okay.
And can you tell me, we'll just play with that water through the hose. This will actually be a really good one for your warm-up here. So can you tell me, is there more water going through the left hose or the right hose?
Now probably the right hose.
Hey, yeah, I agree. You've got good sense for what's going on. So you might have to power up his left side a little bit, and that can come from you posting with more power off your left side of your pelvis. There, good job. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so sending more water through the hoses. And then, can you tell, is there a kink somewhere in the hoses? Or is there, like the hoses, you want them parallel and lifted in the middle. And you may find a hose, like with my arms, the hoses, you may find one kind of falls off to the side. You might find that one gets like tight, or one just turns the water off.
His outside hind feels like it's maybe dragging a little.
Yeah, and he's picking it up. It's not dragging in a lane kind of way, but he's not powering his left hind very well. And I bet that's related to the medicine ball shifting into his outside shoulder. So let's think about the left side of the horse as you're going to the right. And let's think about the left side of your pelvis as you come up and down, coming up and down in a fairly powerful way, where you're kind of narrowing up the left side of your inner thigh and your hip. And there you go, that's better. And your lower leg might every once in a while bump and fluff and kick too, to encourage that left hind to do a little bit more too. Yes, good, you feel that? Mm-hmm. You got better push off from the left hind, even more. Really go for it. Good. Don't be afraid to kick a little. Yeah, that's better. Good. Good job, Amy. Now you've got water through the hoses. You feel that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome. Okay, now you get to change directions. Because he was just kind of holding on a little in his ribs and not flowing forward. Whew, your leg almost hit that stereo.
Yeah, I almost knocked it off.
Have you almost knocked it over? I might too if I was riding in here. It's close. Okay, so water through the hoses. Now tell me, how's the left hose compared to the right hose?
It feels a little more even this direction.
A little bit more even this direction.
I know I'm stronger this direction.
Okay, what part of you is stronger?
My legs just don't flop as much this direction.
They don't flop as much? Okay. Okay, so he just lost his power from his hind end. So send more water through the hose by powerfully posting, coming up with a little bit more strength in your inner thighs. There you go, good job. And with your posting, you get to control the speed of his legs, right? So you could post slower and he would trot slower. Good, good. And you're getting to the top of your post. There you go. Good job. There, you got better water through the hoses here. Now, what if you thought about trying to lift the middle of the hoses up, like it was like a bridge, you know, that's lifted in the middle? And you could think about suctioning his back up every time you came up in your posting trot. This is good. Good job, Amy. Good. Take a little walk break. And notice where, when you go to walk, where does his medicine ball go? What happens in the water through the hoses? That actually was better.
It was better.
Yeah. Oh, good job. Yeah, so I like how you were able to kind of work through the analogy and send more water through the hoses, and then he just kind of, he relaxed through his top line, he was breathing better, he was swinging better, right? So that was great. The one thing I noticed that he was doing as you were doing that, he was like, can I have more rein? Can I have a longer rein? Did you feel him doing that? Yeah, so in those moments where he's saying, I want a longer rein, it's really important that you stay strong in your body and you don't give him more rein. If you ever decided you want to throw the reins at him, give him a longer rein, totally fine, but it has to be your idea, not his. He looks like he's like, no, I want more rein now. Give me more rein now.
We've just been doing a little gentle seesawing. I'll also do the take, give, take.
Okay.
I'm not very coordinated, and I always want to kick as I take.
Okay.
But I remember Jen talking about that at that clinic that you
The
were
giving and the taking.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I don't really like the word seesawing because it implies that you're doing this.
Yeah.
And you should always have your outside rein fairly still, and your inside rein can do a give and take.
So just do it with inside?
Yeah. He looks like he's fairly laid back for thoroughbred.
Oh, he's super light.
Nice.
He was this laid back after the first day.
Nice. That's awesome, Amy. Got lucky.
4-day trail trailer ride.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's, do you want to do any more warm-up before you get started with this contact thing? Do you think he looks like he's not about to run off on you?
Never.
Okay, turn on over towards me, and I'll just have you start at a halt. You don't have to be super close to me, but I think it helps if you can kind of see me and I can kind of see you. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at a halt, and with no contact, and then you're going to add contact at a halt.
Okay.
What do you think he's going to do when you do that? Okay. So what you want him to do is every time you add contact, you want him to soften and rock back in preparation for like a back up. And so if he leans, it's not the right answer. So when he leans, you're going to hold, release, until you feel him, he may back up, and he may back up for a while, and that's okay. Until you feel him soften and stop leaning.
Okay.
Ideally, he also softens, like his whole neck kind of comes down a little bit too, but we're not going to get too greedy the first few times.
Sure.
So just from the halt, and you're not going to use any leg, you're just going to say, what happens when I add more pressure on his mouth? What does he do?
We have tried doing this, but again, it was the seesawing, not just...
Yeah, just do both reins together. And it's okay to have more weight on one hand than the other, and they can come up a little higher. And he does want to lean, yep. And you might have to get a little uglier with this to start with. Because he clearly thinks the right answer is leaning, and you have to explain, no, that's wrong. There's a different answer that you could go for. So you got to put a lot more pressure than that on him. He's got to try something different, right? Good, good. And if you get anything that feels like a try in the right direction,
Even if you back? Okay.
oh yeah, actually I totally expect you to be backing up like half the arena here. Yeah.
He
So.
does back pretty well.
Oh, good. Don't ask him to back. The idea is you pick up your reins and he softens, and when he doesn't, you say, hey, that's not the right answer. So hands a little higher when you use them, because we're kind of saying no, and you're going to have to put a lot more pressure on that, because you're doing it very gently, and he's going lean, 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 and you need to say, that's wrong, try something different. So put a little pressure on him to get something different. Hold, release. Good. And you got to do even more than that. And you're going to feel like a horrible person for putting all that pressure on his mouth, and he may even throw his head up in the air. And that's okay right now. So we're trying to explain to him that leaning is not the right answer. And he should probably be backing up right away, like, yeah, good. You've got to try in the right direction, and you're rewarded. Good for you. So this is just like when I start a horse, I start with teaching them, like, when I add rein, you soften and rock back a little bit. And if you've got him off the track, his habit will be to lean into it. So this is going to be retraining. But he's got the right brain to work through it. But yeah, that's it. Don't be afraid to really say, hey, try something different, horse. Come on. Okay, so ask him to back up then if you have to. But as you're still doing this, yep, good. Good. See, can you feel that medicine ball way in his chest here? Good. There you got a nice effort. So yeah, when you first picked up the reins, he went, ooh. And you want him to do the opposite. So darn cute.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
You can't possibly be mad at him.
I know. Okay, so he's pushing really hard into his chest. So make it ugly if you need to. And say, hey, hey. Yeah, good, good, good. And you can lean back. Yeah, good, good. Soften. Give him. Yeah, when you soften, it has to be complete, and immediate. Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing?
So this is a tough lesson because you have to be really patient and repeat yourself a lot. So it feels like a ridiculous thing to do, but this is the root of the leaning.
Okay.
He doesn't understand what happens when you add a little rein, that he's supposed to rock back onto his haunches and soften. And again, don't be afraid of making it ugly. We'll edit it out of whatever video you may be getting here. Good. Good. You can like go ahead, Amy, and do this. Like, come on. There, good. Good. Think medicine ball back. Good. Yeah, good. Yeah. So you had a step there. That last step right before you gave, where he lifted through the base of his neck in a really good way and started to think about rocking back. Yeah, okay, so you were very polite with him the first time. I love that. Make sure you sit down in the saddle and don't stand up as you're doing this, because otherwise you just end up kind of leaning back on him. A little sharper with your, good, yeah, good, good.
He's already kind of getting that tuck, isn't he?
What's that?
It seems like he's already kind of getting that
Yeah,
little
he's
tuck.
already getting it. And he's just kind of like, oh, this is not what I thought I was supposed to do. This feels wrong. I want to lean on you. Yeah, good, Amy. Good job sitting down in the saddle. Okay, you're still being awfully graceful and elegant about this. You can be a cowgirl about this. Like, come on, horse. Yeah, you are. You're sitting pretty and you're just being very gentle. Good. Good, yeah. One more time. Sit down on the sit bones. Ugly, make it ugly. Good. Oh God. For a lightweight thoroughbred. Good job, Amy. Yeah.
He's very talented at tucking his head and somehow still leaning.
Yes, horses can do that. They can do that, and they just pull that medicine ball into their chest.
Yes, he's very talented at that.
So this time, when you add rein, just add the lightest amount first. And see what happens, and if nothing happens, then go. So if you think about how hard you're asking on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is like maybe you accidentally touched him with a rein or something, right? 1 is very, very light. And 10 is going to be full on wham, right? You don't really want to go 10. But what you're doing is you're actually doing a really good job of going 2 or 3, and then 5, 5, 5, 5. I'd like for you to go 2, 2 or 3, and then 7 or 8.
Okay.
Okay? Just so that you're not spending all that time on that kind of place where he can just kind of lean into you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. You're going to get quicker results that way, and it's going to be clearer to him. So I've been going mare gelding, mare gelding, mare gelding all day, and I'm having a hard time remembering if it's a mare or a gelding.
That's okay.
I know it if I think about it.
Cute, so
Good, so go full on 8. You're kind of spending a lot of time at 4 or 5 here. Good, good, yeah, good. He's thinking about this. He's got that look on his face like,
He's looking in.
wait a minute. She's rewarding me for something that's different than I thought I was supposed to do. Good, so go 2 and then 8. Good, good.
I still feel like he's leading.
Yeah, he is. Good. And so don't stop backing up until you don't feel like he's leaning anymore. So you can ask for a little bit more now. Be a little greedier. Your reins are kind of long. You could shorten them so you don't have to pull your hands backwards so much.
When you're doing this, or can a person actually lean with their body?
Oh yeah,
versus-
you can put your body weight into it if you want to. That's fine.
So you're not burning off your arms.
Yeah, good idea. Good. Just keep saying, come on, dude. Good. And I like that when he gives you a good try or something in the right direction, you just drop the reins. That's really good. So this lesson can take a couple of days, but it works really, really well. And I'm actually not going to go through it all with you. I'm not going to say it would probably take 2 45-minute sessions, maybe 3 or 4 even. And you can do it, you start to halt, and then you kind of walk on a loose rein and you pick up your rein. And what he should do is prepare to halt and rock back. I doubt that's going to happen today. But this is a good exercise for you to play with. And it takes some patience, especially at the gelding, because they're a little more like, oh. Good. So, yeah, and he looks like a good guy. Once he figures this out, it's going to be great. So I don't really want to spend a lot more time with it right now. I'd like to get him moving again, because he looks like he's fallen asleep.